the more you think on a daily basis, the better you will get as a UPSC aspirant. Right? Yeah. Here. Okay. So, having said that, the last 1 week is very important. It has some good articles, it has some bad articles. But if you haven't even seen the newspaper, then how can we discuss newspaper? It's unlike, history, polity, economy, where I will come and tell you article 21 is this, or what happened in 1857 revolt. Newspaper is something that we can discuss. Daily newspaper analysis, right? I have to analyze things and tell you what is important, what is not important. If you haven't seen, then it becomes problem. So the deal that I had with earlier batches is this: if possible, read editorials on a daily basis. At least skim the side headings of the rest of the newspaper. Okay, skimming newspaper will take you less than 5 to 10 minutes while you're having tea, breakfast, or whatever. Also, you can skim the headings. But reading the editorials might take time, but slowly you will get there. And most people fail in CSAT paper, that is GS paper 2 in the afternoon. Okay, morning paper is called as GS paper, right? In the afternoon, it is called as CSAT in prelims. In CSAT, people fail because comprehensions take time. In mains, the complaints are ethics case studies take time. I'm unable to write ethics case studies. Why? Reading itself, like lengthy paragraphs, will take a lot of time. Okay. So when you're reading such lengthy articles on a daily basis, automatically you'll get tuned to reading that. That is very important. So the advantages is something that you don't see immediately. So try to read newspapers on a daily basis. So having said that, today there is no newspaper. Why? On account of Ganesh Chaturthi holiday. Now, there are certain things I have told you. Like, first of all, mug up the syllabus copy. Mug up the entire syllabus. You need to mug up syllabus. You need to mug up previous year questions of prelims. And then you also have to mug up last 10 years mains questions. Okay. Last 10 years mains question should be in your brain. Okay. So, just to get familiarized with what you have lost or what you haven't seen, you will try to do some basic skim through. Okay, so we'll discuss whether it's important or not. Then you'll understand the criteria. Okay, say for example, Supreme Court disallowed Ganesh Puja at Bangalore Eidgah Maidan today. Okay, so is it important for UPSC? Are you able to see this headlines? Just look at the headline, and is it important for UPSC? Is there any one topic in UPSC which you think is suiting the bill? So all of you must have basics in understanding, correct? Ganesh festival was revived during Indian freedom struggle. Yes, it has become a pan-Indian phenomenon after then. Okay. Now, can we think of this as a secularism? First of all, do courts have right to say what they want, what religions should do, or what religious authority should do? Don't you think there is a fundamental right which says right to freedom of religion? So can courts intervene in someone else's religious activity? Why should Supreme Court come into a small thing like, where Ganesh Puja should be held? Is it important? Now, alternatively, you think of a district collector. Okay, let's say I wanted to promote a religious harmony. Okay, or the communities wanted to promote religious harmony. There is a huge temple land that is lying vacant. Okay, in Bangalore, let's imagine there is a huge temple land that is lying vacant. So people from different communities, whether Christians, Muslims, Zoroastrians, or Parsis, or anyone, they have asked that particular temple authorities, can we conduct some event here? Are you okay with it? Yes. Don't you think that promotes religious harmony rather than affects it? This would have been a positive example of secularism, where one community is helping other community to celebrate its festival rather than take everything into a communal aspect. All right. Now, the other side, if I start allowing you to do one thing, probably tomorrow you will my land. Yes, again, that is a stretch of an imagination. But the simple thing is, India, we all have a social contract. That means every religion will coexist with other religion. The basic beauty of Indian secularism is Sarva Dharma Samabhava. Okay, all religions are treated equal. No religion is greater than any other religion. All religions are equal, and state have equal right to intervene in the non-core tenets of any religion. Okay, I won't go to a Hindu and tell him how to pray. But we easy constructing a road or a temple or a hospital in the name of religion, I have a right. Why? It is not core of the religion. It does not defend core religion. It only affects the peripherals. So courts have right to enter peripherals. So that is one simple analysis you can think of. That is the depth that you need to think. And this has to happen in your brain the moment you see the headings. And then follow it up with what is happening in the country. The larger theme in the country is communalism. Communities lost trust with each other. Is that no? They are at least lost trust in the sense they are having some kind of issues. Okay. So having said that, we'll look at one more article. What are these NHRC, NCW, National Commission for Women and National Human Rights Commission? Okay. Normally not now, but 6 months down the line or 3 months down the line, when you see those terms, what is the first question that should come to your mind? NHRC, NCW. The moment you see them, what are the questions that should come to your mind? There are two kinds of questions, right? Prelims and mains. For prelims, what are the basic questions? Is NHRC a constitutional body? Is NHRC a statutory body? That is a very common question. Difference between constitutional body and statutory body is? Follows constitution, whereas statutory bodies do not follow constitution. No? Statute, right? So statutory bodies means statute. Statute is a law. Any body that is created through law is statutory body. Any body that has a direct provision in constitution is constitutional body. Okay, UPSC is a constitutional body. Finance Commission is a constitutional body. NHRC is created through National Human Rights Act. Any bodies which are established after creating an act is statutory body. You should not be confused with the two things. One is, so you can, I mean, sometimes students do these things. Everything flows from constitution, right? Constitution leads to parliament. Parliament creates acts. So then you can technically argue everything came from constitution. Yes or no? Constitution created parliament, the parliament created acts, acts are created in the body. So everything came from constitution. So everything is, no, it does not work like that. If something is explicitly mentioned through article, that is constitutional body. If something is created through acts, they are statutory bodies. Okay. And there is third type, which is extra constitutional bodies, which are not created through any act, they just exist. Okay, Niti Aayog is a shining example. Earlier Planning Commission, now Niti Aayog. These are extra constitutional bodies. Okay. Now, next questions that you see are in the mains perspective, GS paper 2. Are these statutory bodies toothless tigers? Do they have any impact? See, today you don't need to know all these things, but you should keep in mind, these are the questions. Okay. Are they toothless tigers? Toothless tigers means? They are tigers. You are afraid of tiger, but can the tiger bite? No. The moment you come to realization that tiger cannot bite, what will you do? You'll start teasing it, playing with it. You'll start making fun out of it. A tiger is only fearful, or you are afraid of the tiger only as long as you know that it will kill you with a single blow. Okay. So in India, what happened is NHRC, Nation, all these have become mere institutions. They are a tool, right? They are an instrument to solve some problem. Commission for Women. What problems are they supposed to solve? Women-related problem. National Commission for Women, right? National Human Rights Commission. Human right, every time it is violated, human right has to involve. Recently, you must have seen a very tragic incident in Jharkhand, right? A tribal domestic help has been arrested. I mean, she was kept in confinement in that house. She was tortured, abused, even her teeth is lost. So that is human right violation. Okay. So every time human right violations happen, Human Rights Commission is supposed to come there. Okay. So see, that is why it gives you an opportunity to revise things. Static will be revised. Now, extending that logical thinking, can human right violations happen from private players or government also? Government also? Both?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
How? Tell me an example where government has violated human rights.
In RTI.
RTI, human right violation. That is not human right, right?
To take corruption and being subjected to corruption, they don't give enough information.
Government violated. There is an issue regarding human rights. Okay, good. The fake encounters.
Even
proper basis of grounds, they will be arrested.
Okay. And mere police officers arresting is a human right violation.
Events happened with Sajjana after that
rape. That is the fake encounter case. Fake encounter case is one violation of human rights.
And then Article 20 comes.
Which one?
Proper grounds of arrest.
I didn't say anything. You don't have to feel offended. Just because I'm saying silent doesn't mean you have to take it to heart. Yes. Any other example where state have violated? Release of convict in the recent case. That is violation of human rights. Okay.
Tribal people are often abused.
Tribal people are often abused. Again, it is a very generic statement, right?
If you want the case state, I don't remember exact case and name, but it's in Surya's movie.
Jai Bhim, Tamil Nadu. Okay. The tribes in Tamil Nadu have been time and again arrested. Substantiation like that will be more impactful. Unlawful arrest and torture by police. Okay, again, the problem is you are giving me one example, that is police, and giving different examples. All of it. So that is one dimension, different examples. Okay, so the concept is police because state has violated. Okay, can you think of any other example where state have violated human rights? He's saying that Bilkis Bano case, the convicts have been released. Okay, the state might argue on humanitarian grounds we have released them. Okay, they were being good convicts, on compassionate grounds we are releasing them. So that is injustice to Bilkis Bano. Lockdowns, Armed Forces Special Power Act. Yes. Then
few months earlier, there has been a man has been accused by women, and the court has prejudiced towards two women.
That is not human right violation. This bulldozer justice, right? Overnight bulldozer will come and clear all the slums. Okay, evicting people on footpaths, human right violation. Improper implementation of any law is violation of human rights. Okay, see, human right is not one thing, right? Human right is 10,000 things. It is a very vast subject. Every day, human rights are violated either by omission or commission. Not doing something is also violation of human right. Okay, for example, in Maharashtra, there are these health workers like Asha workers, Anganwadi workers. Okay, they work for the state. After a certain age, they are let go. They are retired or they are kicked out of the service. Okay, they are not giving any social pension whatsoever. They are forced into beggary. Why? They don't have any social security. They don't have any pension. Okay, so in a way, state has taken their services or used their services as long as they are productive. After that, the state is saying that they are not my problem. And that court, Bombay High Court gave that judgment in 2000 saying that they are eligible for pension. This is 2022. 22 years later also, it is still pending in Supreme Court. So for 22 years, the health workers are not receiving pension. Okay, that violates their dignity, that violates their human rights. Hope you understand. So the macro theme is, these are the things that you pick up. Exactly what I told you, you will understand in the mains exam hall. Why? The biggest problem with all students is everybody have read Lakshmikant. National Human Rights Commission is a statutory body. Article number is this. Its function is this. But examples, it is like giving generic statements. Tribals are being harassed. Tribals' rights are violated. Okay, so what? Where is the example? Every example that you add enhances your answers. Okay. So, any interesting articles in the last 1 week's newspaper? I have newspaper articles from 22 to 29, 31 here. So, have you seen anything interesting? Repeated articles. So, you're bored. Pegasus. Okay. Pegasus you saw after a long time. Is Pegasus violation of human fundamental rights? Okay. The most latest news. There is a new lake in Bengaluru, right? So, Bengaluru. So, should we discuss state issues? Sir, this is not even our state. What is this topic macroly called as for UPSC? Where do you fit this article? Rain wakes havoc.
Disaster management.
GS3, disaster management. How will the question come? GS2 in governance. What did they do? To rectify that issue. I will pass a law that rectifies the issue. So if there are floods in a city, should we be as an aspirant remembering this? Yes. How? Because R is saying so. No? Then?
What if we face the same issue later?
We have faced it, right? Hyderabad has already faced it.
At least we should reflect on how to solve it.
Have you heard about a concept called as Occam's razor? There is a concept called as Occam's, Occam's razor. It means sometimes the solution is the simplest one or the most obvious one. Okay, like the distance between 2 points is straight line. In the same way, Occam's razor is the simple answer is it's a UPSC previous year question. Okay, why do I know that I need to focus on this question or this topic? It's a direct question from UPSC which says, what are the various places in India that are going through urban flooding? There is a concept called as urban flooding. Flooding happening is one thing. Flooding happening in urban area is one thing. And that is because of rapid urbanization. That comes to your GS paper 3 syllabus copy called as urbanization. So if you open your syllabus copy, there is a concept called as urbanization. Within that, there is subtopic which is not mentioned, a rapid urbanization. Within rapid urbanization, you have urban flooding. Okay, so urban flooding is a direct 10 marker or a 15 marker question. It happens from northeast all the way till Chennai. Okay, from Gujarat all the way till Kerala. Everywhere cities are going through a lot of floods. Okay, and not only in India, even if you take USA right now as of in September 2022, even in USA, this urban flooding is happening in American cities. Okay, so the problem is climate change, erratic monsoons, and then increasing in population, rapid, like too many people are coming to cities. Okay, then how do we solve this problem? That is where your thought process will start. Okay, just for understanding sake, not for today. Remember, there is a concept called as sponge cities. Sponge cities. Okay, cities will act as a sponge. That means using all the technology in the world, you will create new kinds of pavements, drainage systems, rooftop gardens, vertical gardens. Okay, again, that is a prelims question. The summary is every drop that falls on the city will be absorbed like a sponge and it will be diffused. Not only that, it will be recycled. Like, you know, China is trying to recycle 70% of the rainwater. Okay, so that you can maintain public parks, fountains, cities will be cleaner, greener. So the rain you harvest in monsoon period can be used in summer and other times. So that city will also be cooler. Right? So China is pioneer in sponge cities. Okay, recently we have decided to create Chennai as a sponge city. So many cities are going in that particular direction because urban flooding is a common issue. Okay, so all these terms should be familiar with you. The moment you see flood in a city, you should think of problems and solutions. So that is like mains answer writing structure. Okay, now you know where are happening, like Hyderabad, Chennai, Bengaluru, Pune, Mumbai, Vadodara, everywhere urban flooding is happening. That is your intro. Then why is urban flooding happening? Corruption. What do we do? Normally also Hyderabad have a lot of ponds, lakes, right? If you go to Miapur, Madhapur area, there used to be a lot of ponds. What happened to all those ponds? They have been given permission by the governments and buildings have been constructed. When the river water does not know where to go, automatically it comes to the roads. Okay, so you have corruption is a problem. Improper planning is a problem. Improper maintenance of drainage systems is a problem. Recently, if you take Hyderabad also, what happened to Hyderabad? A lot of floods happened, right? Why? The Musi which is supposed to take away all the water is blocked with a lot of silt in illegal constructions. Yes. So then climate change is the biggest villain. No city is expecting this kind of rainfall. Then the solutions part. You have to reduce the corruption, revive lakes, revive canals. Waste management has to be done properly. You should not throw plastic into the nala so that it will be choked. Right? Then is sponge city. Sponge city is like way forward. Better solutions, proper rainwater harvesting, so on and so forth. So a 10-marker answer can be done just by looking at a article. But did you recollect all the points? If you don't know, today is an opportunity to learn. Again, this is just yesterday's newspaper. Yes. So then people in the long run will feel bad, sir. Why am I not writing good answers? Because you are not reading newspapers in the right way. Yes or no? Again, I'm not going into any details of these particular articles. I'm just giving you the overview. So there is something called as SC and ST Act. Okay, is it important for us? Why again? Somewhere in the syllabus. It must be there. Sure. Syllabus copy unda? Unda? Andar దగ్గర ఉందా? మొబైల్ లో ఉందా? మళ్ళీ ఒక రౌండ్ వేయాలా అందరు? మీకు ఆల్రెడీ చాలా విన్నారు కాబట్టి నేను మళ్ళీ కొత్తగా రౌండ్ వేయాలి. రేపటి నుంచి ప్రింట్ తెచ్చుకోండి. ఫోన్ మర్చిపోయినా పర్లేదు, సిలబస్ కాపీ మర్చిపోవద్దు. రేపు చెప్పకండి అంతే. And I haven't told the new people. It's fine, but she knows, right? Vaishnavi, syllabus copy. Leda? In room you kept. Okay, fine. There is a concept called as social justice. There is a concept called as social justice. Unda? And there is also a concept called as fundamental rights. All human beings are equal. So GS paper 1, society. Okay, there is a concept called as casteism. GS paper 2, social justice. Okay, social issues and social justice. So don't worry. After the class also you can find those terms. But remember, there is two things. All human beings are created equal. Okay, all human beings are created equal. That is according to whom? Constitution. That is as per Constitution. A is equal to B is equal to C is equal to D. Okay, that is what we call as constitutional morality. Morality means morals. You must have heard the term morality, right? Morality means good or bad. Constitutional morality means something good as per Constitution. Something bad as per Constitution is constitutionally immoral or unethical. Okay. Now Constitution is saying A is equal to B is equal to C is equal to. All are supposed to follow Constitution in India. But privately, I have my own religious beliefs, not technically religious beliefs. I have my own evil system called as caste system, where casteism. Okay, again, Varna system is different from caste system. The application of Varna is different from casteism. So don't go into technicalities. Generally, people perceive that I am higher than certain other groups. Okay. the extreme manifestation of casteism is A is greater than B, B is greater than C, C is greater than D. So this is equality. Okay, this is superiority, right? A dominates B, B dominates C, C dominates D. Again, this is not exactly the interpretation of Sanatan Dharma for vernacular system. That is totally different. Let's not go into that area. Because of this ABCD hierarchy system has penetrated into the society, people are mistreating others. Okay, that is when SC/ST atrocities happen. SC/ST, scheduled caste, and both those communities are being ill-treated by other communities. Okay, anybody outside those two communities abusing these two communities will attract something called as ST/SC Atrocities Act. And that is also a previous mains question, which discusses about is SC/ST Atrocities Act helpful to remove all this social stigma. Okay, we have something called as Article 17. Probably in no other constitution in the world you will find Article 17. What is Article 17? Abolition of untouchability. That means you don't even touch a fellow human being. You practice untouchability. Yes or no? Okay, so that comes with the stigma. That means scheduled caste. You belong to scheduled caste. You are not even eligible to do all these things. Okay. Still, after 75 years of independence, having set the constitution in force, still some people practice this, and that leads to violation of acts. See, subtle SUBTL, subtle untouchabilities are still practiced. Majority of Indians practice stubble untouchabilities. Like, not every house, but there are some houses or some people where they use different glasses, different plates. Okay, that is one subtle form of untouchability. Okay, but compared to where people were, compared to where we are now, I think society has changed a lot. So I will trust the society, that society is changing, people are getting better, so on and so forth. So whenever somebody is arrested under SC/ST Atrocities Act, that is a huge crime. And every day, a lot of crimes happen against societies. For example, there is a stat, I'm not 100% sure of the source of the fact, but every 8 minutes, a Dalit woman is raped in the country. Okay, that is an amount of crimes that go in the country in the name of casteism. Okay, there is a very, very famous case called as Dhanwantari Devi. Okay, there is a famous case called as Dhanwantari Devi case in 92, I guess. Okay, in Rajasthan, she was a. It's a very gruesome case. It's the Nirbhaya of that time. Okay, because that case shook the conscience of the entire country. Later, this Sexual Harassment Act and Vishaka Guidelines 1997 and Sexual Harassment Act 2013 came from the Dhanwantari Devi case. Okay, so societies need to adapt, change. Okay. So how many of you have read this article? Drop the phone checking, draft surveillance curbing orders. No? Haven't seen newspaper yesterday? No time? Why? 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 మీరు చదవరా? ఏ? Busy. Time లేదు. పండగ. No? Overview. Why not depth? At least you read completely. Skimmed through. Skimmed through. You read it. Oh, so what is your takeaway?
Can I say anything? Already Western countries established orders చేస్తున్నారంటే సంథింగ్ డేట్ బ్యాక్స్ ఏమి ఇచ్చున్నారు సార్. అప్పుడు జరిగిన వాటికి వాళ్ళు సొల్యూషన్స్ ఆల్రెడీ ఇచ్చేస్తున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు లా ప్రకారంగా ఎవరెవరి ట్రాకింగ్ అని ఎవరెవరి చేస్తున్నారు టైం వేస్ట్ చేసే బదులు ఆల్రెడీ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ అయి ఉన్న లాస్ తీసుకొని వస్తే కొంచెం బెటర్ గా ఉంటుంది కదా.
Okay. So when you skim it through, what is your takeaway?
US and European countries are already advanced in establishing their laws.
Mm-hmm.
So even it's our turn to build strong data protection and data surveillance.
Okay, so this is what we call as comparative study of laws, right? Okay, comparative study of laws. That means some country is already doing this. We can adapt that to Indian situations and settings, and we can bring something better for Indians. So first of all, we need to understand what is the background context of this entire thing. Okay, drop the phone checking, draft surveillance curbing order. So drop the phone checking for whom? Supreme Court. Okay, so he's saying Supreme Court that you don't have to check every phone whether it has Pegasus or not. First of all, what is Pegasus? It's a spyware of Israel. Are you aware of Pegasus? No? No idea. Never heard of Pegasus. Okay. How many of you have heard about Pegasus? So tell me, what is Pegasus? In which context did you hear Pegasus?
Sir, actually, previously I was reading one newspaper.
So what is Pegasus? What does it do?
When we install something in our app, it takes all our details, personal messages. It's a direct violation of privacy.
It's a direct violation of privacy. Whose? Every individual. Okay, good.
Actually, there's a bill passed in Parliament.
Which one? I'm not aware of.
There's an issue in Parliament regarding this.
Again, which issue? There are so entire Parliament is an issue right now. So which issue in Parliament?
Like some leaders have been hacked by Pegasus.
Okay. So there are multiple ways to go into this topic. Let's say to explain in simple ways. Okay, there is a concept called as zero-day exploit. Okay, first of all, you need to understand the story that happens in your mobile phone, right? In 2017, there is a judgment called as Puttaswamy. Okay. In 2017, there is a judgment called as Puttaswamy versus of India judgment. Okay, in that judgment, it says privacy is a fundamental right. Privacy is inalienable to Indian citizens. Okay, that means my privacy is 100% my own. What I do in my mobile phone, whom I chat with, what I chat, okay, whom I call, what photos I store, what videos I watch, good or bad, is none of anybody's business. Okay, that is the pure definition of privacy. Privacy is ultimate, right? Okay, so privacy is a highest benchmark. Every Indian in India deserves privacy, right? Now, who should protect my privacy? Privacy is a fundamental right. If you remember my old classes, I told you one thing: fundamental rights are a limitation on the state. It is the state which has to protect my privacy. It is a responsibility of the state to protect my privacy. Now, having said this is a state. State has a responsibility to protect my phone. Now, I'm using Facebook or I'm using WhatsApp. Okay, they are not Indian government entities, right? They are somebody else's. There are private agreement between me and WhatsApp. Government of India has nothing to do with it. But Government of India allowed what? WhatsApp to work in India. Government of India allowed Telegram to work in India. Okay, if tomorrow Indian government says, please don't work in India, WhatsApp have to pack up and go away. Yes, so Indian government indirectly empowered whom? WhatsApp. Okay, so if WhatsApp is violating my privacy, who should punish WhatsApp? Government again has to punish WhatsApp. That is the link between government and the WhatsApp. Okay, now what is the link between me and WhatsApp? I'm a private citizen. I'm entering into an agreement with WhatsApp. I agree, which nobody will read, but everybody will agree. Because if I don't agree, the company won't allow me to use the services. Like a Hobson's choice. Okay, there is no choice, but it appears like it is a choice. Okay, that is called as Hobson's choice. Okay, now There is me, like individual, there is WhatsApp, and there is Government of India. Story so far clear? Okay, now enter third party. What are third parties? Third parties are technically hackers. Okay, then a hacker knows there is something called as a zero exploit. Zero exploit means the code that is created for WhatsApp, even WhatsApp company does not know there is a flaw. I mean, I have written a code. I'm the WhatsApp company. I try to make sure that there is no privacy breach. Okay, but then there is some technical issue. See, a human has written the code, right? There will be some issue. If someone with a smarter brain identified that loophole and he exploited that loophole. Okay, so you will receive a missed call on WhatsApp, or you clicked a certain link. The moment you clicked a link, that new code has been entered into your phone. That is called a zero-day exploit. Okay, this is what exactly Pegasus does. Pegasus is a virus. Pegasus is a spyware which will be installed in your phone without even knowing. The moment it enters into your phone, katam. After that, it will have full access to your phone. Everything, from your call records to your mic, your webcam, everything. Your complete phone is in the control of the hacker. Okay, it is a very, very sophisticated code, so advanced that it took people months to realize that their phone was hacked. Okay, that is a sophistication. And contrary to popular belief, Pegasus is not cheap. Pegasus is very, very costly. It costs 76 lakh rupees per individual. If I want to hack your phone, I have to pay 76 lakh rupees, around 70 to 80 lakh rupees to that company to hack your phone. You can understand the cost, right? Our phones cost hardly what, 30,000, 40,000. Somebody is investing 70 lakhs on us to be hacked. So that somebody is not a poor person, right? That somebody is very rich. Okay. And the second twist in Pegasus story is Pegasus is created by a Israeli company. Okay. And it only sells to government agencies. The rule of that private company in Pegasus, which created Pegasus, is it will sell only to government entities like ISI or Chinese government or some. It will only sell to government agencies, not to private parties. Okay, yes, please.
So someone's Pradeep is waiting in the lobby, sir. Can you please admit him?
Yeah. I hope you understand, right? So Pegasus is sold by Israeli company only to government entities. Now the question is, some Indian citizens' phones have been hacked. I mean, Indian citizen, around 20 to 25 people phones have been hacked. If Pegasus is only sold to Indian government, technically Indian government did not accept that. If Pegasus is sold only to government agencies, why will some foreign country buy Pegasus for us and spy on Indian citizens? What do they gain by that? So the theory as of now stands like Indian government agencies have purchased Pegasus and Indian government probably hacked the citizen's phone. Okay, this is purely speculative. Why? Nobody can prove. The Israeli company won't listen to Indian Supreme Court. Why will some foreign company listen to Indian Supreme Court? So they won't give the details. Indian government will not accept. Then what is the problem? Okay, this is at the highest sophisticated level. The most easiest phone hacking is what? Tapping. The most Pegasus and all these are costly things, right? All I have to do is phone tapping. Airtel, okay, this particular number, phone tapping. I need entire details. Who is this person talking to? Who is this person sending messages to? So basic telecom companies can give this much detail, right? Okay, so if the home minister of the country calls the Airtel chief and says, I need details of these people, don't you think he will give? In the name of national security, you have to give. So phone tapping is a very, very common thing in India, and almost it is used as a dirty trick by the politicians. Okay, when I'm in power, I will phone tap the oppositions. Okay, Pegasus is sophisticated. Forget Pegasus. The most basic privacy is violated on a daily basis by opposition parties. Okay, a constable can get the detail of a someone. So an SP, chief minister, they can do a lot more. So privacy is being violated. So Pegasus on one side, daily privacy violation of surveillance on one side. The entire thing is coming down to one thing and one thing only. The system that is supposed to protect the fundamental right itself is violated by fundamental right. The state which is supposed to protect the fundamental rights is violating fundamental rights. Why? The two words that are there is these two things are not there. Transparency and accountability. As of now, nobody knows how many phones are being tapped in the country. Nobody knows there is a cross-checking mechanism. See, the government will say only a SP level officer or a joint secretary level officer have the permission to give phone tapping. Phone tapping cannot happen just like that. How will I know? Yes, RTA will not apply on CBI and other institutions. RTA Article 8.1, right? National security. I cannot reveal the details. So I don't know whether my phone is being tapped or not. Or if I'm the opposition minister, I don't know. Because if I'm in power, I will do exactly the same thing, right? I will tap my opposition's phone and I will say, no, I'm not doing that. So everybody knows the other phones are being tapped, but nobody will agree. So why? There is no accountability. There is no transparency. There is no cross-checking mechanism. So people are free to do whatever they want to do. Even if you bring Pegasus also, nobody will know. If not Pegasus, something better will come. Yes. So this is going to never stop. So how will we stop this entire drama? There is one solution, that is judiciary. Judiciary will ask CBI, on this moment, how many phones are you tapping? Give me that record. So CBI cannot lie to judiciary in theory. Okay, so what will CBI do? CBI will print all the numbers that it is tapping, put it in a cover, seal it, and give it to judiciary. So now who knows? Only judiciary, the judge, and CBI officers will know. How did it improve transparency or accountability? Earlier you were crying that except CBI nobody knows. Now what will you cry? Except judiciary and CBI nobody knows. But did it improve the situation? This is called as a sealed cover jurisprudence. That is an antithesis. There is a concept called as a sealed cover. If judiciary asks anything, government will give it in a sealed cover. For the eyes of judges only. Nobody except the judges should see it. Then how on earth is it promoting transparency and accountability? Okay. See, there are genuine reasons why you should tap phones. Like for example, a minister is in contact with organ traffickers or someone. There are genuine cases, or there are benami cases where you need to tap the phone of the minister. I'm not saying every phone tapping is illegal or not necessary, but it is used as a free tool. Instead of collecting the evidence first, like, this person is 100% or 99% fraud, I know that I need that extra 1% through phone tapping. Okay, the other way is happening. I will tap everybody's phone. The moment I catch something, then I will prove him as a wrong person, or I will use it to blackmail him. Political vendetta, right? Chief Minister will control his own ministers through this tool also. My own party member should not rise against me. What will I do? You are raising your voice, or listen to your audio. Sir, okay, sir. Okay, it's a mutual compromise. Opposition is raising their voice. Release some videos. Yes or no? You have seen this in certain South Indian states recently also. Whenever the opposition minister says something, audio tape will be leaked. Okay, so I hope so far story is clear, right? Now, what should we do? The simplest solution is technology. What he means, or what is the last para? The last para says everything, right? We don't have to read the entire article. I mean, we have to read. Instead of wasting time inspecting mobile phones and coming up with hardly any conclusions, whether it is hacked or not hacked, it doesn't make any difference, right? What should India do? We should put fear in the heart of the officer to use phone tapping. Okay, what do I mean by that? So now I will tell the same story, whatever the last paragraph he said, right? I will tell it in a different way. Think of it, you will understand. Let's imagine I'm Airtel. Okay, you are an SP, technically going. You are an SP who asked Airtel to tap 1 phone number, 2 phone number, 3 phone numbers. Okay, This is what is happening informally, right? Like I will call them and they will give me the details and I'm tapping the phone and everything is being recorded. See, again, there is third is also. All I have to do is set up a shop outside this room. For example, this is our office, right? Just opposite our building, there can be one more building, and all they have to do is set up an antenna. That antenna can receive all the waves, same frequencies. So that technically a third party can hack your phone on any given day, not even government. So assuming technology has improved, going by rules, an SP has ordered Airtel company or some XYZ company, okay, to tap the phones. Okay, this entire thing will be recorded in blockchain. I hope you know what is blockchain. Blockchain is the technology behind cryptocurrency, right? It is the most advanced encrypted platform available. So what happens in blockchain is, if a SP says, I have given an order, it will be registered in the blockchain permanently. Nobody can tap it, delete it. Okay. If there is a written order, what happens? If the court says bring all those written orders, suddenly the old buildings will catch fire. Yes or no, sir? That secretariat, old office files have been burnt. Why? Miracles happen overnight. But in the blockchain, there is no chance of deleting. Nobody can delete the blockchain because it is a government of India's blockchain. So if a government of India servant is creating an order for phone tapping, it will be registered in the blockchain. That blockchain will have a link to the telephone company, and whatever that company is providing, that will also be registered in the blockchain. Okay, so everything is registered on blockchain. There cannot be a unplanned surveillance. Okay, this company cannot implement some oral or any other order unless it comes through blockchain. Okay, if in future there is a case where this company was found to phone tap without the authorization of blockchain, entire company can be banned or heavily fined, like 1,000 crores per case or something like that. Then companies will be very afraid to tap the phones, right? So it has to take orders only through blockchain or no orders at all. So all these legal mechanisms the state can create. Okay, once I create this mechanism, then what will happen? Only genuine cases will be thrown under the blockchain. Sir, then you can ask me, sir, everybody will know. Then you can give this to only 3 people. Let's say at the national level, Prime Minister of India, Chief Justice of India, and opposition leader. Okay, once every 6 months, these 3 people will form a committee. They will come, sit and see the blockchain. Like how many phones are being tapped, are they justified or not, everything will be there. Then the state cannot lie because it is Chief Justice of India, the neutral party, then the leader of opposition. Yes. So then automatically trust will be built. Okay. So tomorrow if I come into power, probably I won't do these things. Why? Their opposition leaders will be able to see. So mutual trust, accountability will be created. Okay. Again, this is just a step in the right direction, right? Like you can use these kind of laws, because as long as you don't use technology, if you bring more laws, people will find more loopholes. We should create a system without loopholes. If I don't want phones to be tapped in India, I should create a foolproof system. If I pass a law saying, any SP card tapping the phones will be punished. Okay, who will give the order? The Chief Minister again will say, even if you can't, I will transfer you, promote you, don't worry. So we should remove such scope. Okay, so that is what the thing is. Does it make sense? Will it happen? Why? That is why I said blockchain, because we don't trust each other. The first thing that blockchain promotes is trust. What does blockchain do? Blockchain is that data which will be stored in multiple points, right? Okay, and it cannot be tampered with. It cannot be changed. It cannot be altered. If I change something, everybody will also see that. So it is a trust building mechanism. Automatically blockchains promote trust, land records, and all these things will be created on blockchain. So India is already working on blockchain development. We have steps in the direction. We have taken steps in the direction. So hopefully once people see the beauty of blockchain, everything will be shifted to blockchain. More trust will be created. Okay. Is this important? It's not in Hyderabad edition. The challenges of Special Marriages Act. No? Again, this is also an important article. If it is not available in Hyderabad edition, you can download the Delhi edition print. And there is something called as Special Marriages Act 1954. Okay, very important for your GS paper 2 point of view from mains perspective. What is Special Marriages Act? Wherever there is exactly interfaith marriages or in future probably same-sex marriages and all these things will be thrown under this Special Marriages Act. Okay, if two Hindus are marrying, they come under Hindu marriage law, right? Hindu Marriage Act, there is no confusion, there is no issue. But what happens when it is about interreligious marriages? There are new complications. That is where Special Marriage Act comes into the picture. We will discuss not today because again it is high level, not needed. You need to first understand Indian society, right? Anything else in the newspaper? No? It takes 15 minutes to skim the newspaper. Okay. What is contempt? Haven't even seen this article? Skipped. చదివి చెప్పకండి, చెప్పండి ఫస్ట్. వాట్ ఈస్ కంటెంప్ట్ ఆఫ్ కోర్ట్? చదవలేదా? వాట్ ఈస్ కంటెంప్ట్ ఆఫ్ కోర్ట్? ఎప్పుడన్నా విన్నారా? వాట్ ఈస్ కంటెంప్ట్ ఆఫ్ కోర్ట్? ఎప్పుడు విన్నారు? ఓకే, వాట్ ఈస్ ఇట్? విన్నారు, బట్ యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎన్ ఐడియా. ఈజ్ ఇట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఫర్ యూపీఎస్సీ? వై? There is a provision in Constitution. ఎక్కడ చదివారు కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ లో? చెప్పండి. సుప్రీం కోర్టుకు వచ్చారు మళ్ళీ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ నుంచి. సుప్రీం కోర్ట్ చాప్టర్ చదివారా? ఫండమెంటల్ రైట్స్ చదివారా? Article 19(1). What is Article 19(1)? What are the limitations of freedom of speech and expression?
Sedation.
Yes, please. You can also say. See, it's like highway, right? Bouncers. Things are going very, very far. That is what I keep saying, right? Static first. If you know there is something called as fundamental rights, there is a limitation on fundamental rights, especially freedom of speech and expression. Just because I can say anything, I won't speak and anything and everything against anyone. So when I insult the court of the land, that is contempt of court. A court said that you have to submit this or you have to provide this much of data. Okay. So I haven't provided it. Then what happens? Thanks. When court said something like, you surrender yourself or you give this amount of, it gave some judgment. Okay. Or it asked you to come to the court. You are not coming to the court. That is insult of the court. So contempt of the court is anything that is said against the court, judges, or the system. Okay. So Prashant Bhushan is a very famous lawyer. You will know more about him in the due course of your UPSC preparation. Prashant Bhushan is considered as a legend in certain circles. So he fought for justice in a lot of times. So he said something against court. The court is useless or something in a very mild fashion. Then court took it to heart, offended. Court thrown contempt of court case. Then he said, yes, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. Do whatever you want to do. Okay. So then everybody criticizes the court. Court is supposed to have a thick skin, right? If you give a judgment, not everybody will love you. That is a burden of a judiciary, right? If someone loses the case, they will blame you. If someone loses, they will blame you. So somebody will always blame you. You should not feel offended, right? Judiciary is supposed to have a thick skin. And if there are certain flaws in judiciary, see, Indian judiciary have a lot of flaws, not some flaws. Okay, so you cannot cry. So then Supreme Court said you have to pay 1 rupee. The fine is just 1 rupee. Either you go to jail or you pay 1 rupee. That was the punishment given. Indirectly, Supreme Court has come down to pacify the contempt of court. That means Prashant Bhushan actually won, right? Okay, if Supreme Court was really serious, it should have thrown him in the jail. Okay, if Supreme Court is coming out 1 rupee, that means Supreme Court understood it's better to bury this case rather than entertain this case. So contempt of court is very, very important, both from Prince point of view and fundamental rights point of view and judiciary point of view. Indian judiciary have a lot of flaws. It is still a progress, not a final product. And again, all of my or some of my articles will sound like Harikatha, which you know, right? Harikatha, it's a traditional folk form because you don't have the basics. It will keep on flowing. Okay, so don't worry, but keep throwing all these words into your brain. One day they will make sense. What is NCRB? You have to get familiar with all these terms. National Crime Records Bureau. National Crime Records Bureau. When you write answers and all those things, you will quote according to NCRB, this is the data. According to NCRB, this is the situation. Now, is this important for UPSC? If so, where will you use it? Fake notes are increasing in the country. Which paper? GS 1, 2, 3, 4. Guessing or knowing? Which paper? This. Security is just paper 2. It is definitely internal security, right? GS paper 3. What? See, first of all, you need to understand what is fake notes or what is the impact of fake notes. Fake notes are used for money laundering, drugs, terrorist purposes, anti-national activities. The more fake notes in the country, the more instability that can be created in the country, economy also. Yes. So fake notes are a huge problem from security point of view. And that is why in demonetization, Prime Minister Modi has changed all the notes to, to reduce the fake news. But in the 5 years, the system has again recovered and more fake notes are coming in. Okay. So what is the solution to fake notes? You cannot keep on printing new notes, right? It takes a lot of money. Print new notes, lot of paper, lot of security measures have to be taken, huge amount of money will be circulated. Again, in the long run, the solution is less cash economy. You might have heard about something called as cashless economy. Cashless economy is utopian. It cannot happen. Even in the Scandinavian countries, it is only 95%. Okay, there cannot be a cashless economy. It can be only less cash economy. That means government can do something like, every transaction above 50,000 has to happen only through net banking or online or something. Then you will remove the need for people storing huge amount of money in physical cash format, right? Okay, thanks to UPI, already the youth have moved away from wallets. Most people don't carry cash nowadays, at least in cities. Why? No need for me from coconut vendor all the way till auto driver, from metro to transport. Everybody takes UPI. So UPI is very convenient. We are moving towards a less cash economy thanks to COVID pandemic. Yes or no? COVID has or changed our behaviors permanently towards less cash economy. So other systemic measures like any transaction done about 10 lakhs or let's say 5 lakhs have to compulsorily happen only on digital format, check or some instrument which can be legally traced. Then usage of cash will come down. Right now, real estate is a huge place, right? Real estate, what happens? 30, 40, 50 lakhs rupees will be exchanged. All those things have to go away. Okay, so that is one best way to promote transparency. Got it? Okay. So again, I haven't discussed editorials because it will be even more boring for you to listen to editorials without even knowing ABCD. Amid floods, Pakistan is open to restarting trade with India. Is this important? Okay, international relations, it is important. Tell me some analysis. What you see from your fresh perspective into UPSC. The moment you see that heading, what does your brain tell you? What is the most obvious deduction? Okay, they want to what? Restart the trade. That means what is the present scenario? There is no trade. That is the most obvious deduction, right? Like first of all, India and Pakistan are not having trade relations. The second thing is they want to restart the trade because of the external circumstances. So disasters sometimes are bringing us together. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Yes or no? India follows the principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, where the entire world is one family. When the entire world is one family, what happens? When one of our family member is suffering, it is our responsibility to take care of them, support them, and protect them. So Prime Minister Modi has tweeted saying, my heart goes out for Pakistani citizens. If they are in help, we will always be willing to help. But Pakistani establishment is not so willing to take help from Hindustan, right? So they basically they don't want to take help from Indians. Okay, they have their own dogmatic principles. We have our own principles, but India is not that foolish not to offer help. Okay. Second thing, wherever money flows, establishments of other relations happen. There is a concept called as P2P, B2B, G2G. People to people, business to business, government to government. P2P. P2P, B2B, G2G. That means people to people, business to business, government to government relations. See, when two people trade, it's the individuals, right? When two countries trade, it is always the individuals. I'm an individual, you are an individual. You're across the border, I'm on this side of the border. We will start doing business. Then business people will start talking. Then business people will talk to politicians. Like wherever money flows, automatically friendly relationships will develop. If there is no money, there is no friendship. Why? If I lose 100 crores, if a war starts between India and Pakistan, don't you think I will lobby not to start the war? Yes or no? So many Indians do not have any contact with any Pakistanis. Many Pakistanis don't have any contact with Indians. There is no business. So if tomorrow war happens also, nobody loses anything. But that is not a solution for peace, right? People in the border area depend on mutual trade. And Pakistan needs India's help. Okay. But India said one thing, if you stop terroristic related activities, we are more than willing to do anything. We will talk to you, we will come there, discuss, anything will happen between India and Pakistan only when you stop entertaining terrorism. Yes or no? It's like saying Pakistan, give up your hobby. Pakistan's favorite hobby is terrorism. How will they give up? Okay. And you can also link this to climate change, right? Right now in Mexico, there is a huge drought. In China, the rivers are drying up. In Spain, the rivers are drying up. In France and Europe, there is forest fires. In America and Pakistan, there are floods. The world is so erratic. In 1 week, in so many places in the world, it is like total opposite. On where it's droughts, like once in a 500-year drought. The other side, it's like once in a 1,000-year rainfall. Half of Pakistan is under floods. You can imagine, right? Half of a country under floods. That is unprecedented. So that is the problem. Right? Jio will launch 5G, which is a very good thing for India. Yes. Why 5G? More speeds, right? More speeds, more education, more services. For example, a tailor, as Prime Minister Modi says in his Man Ki Baat. Okay, 4G has reached some part of Northeast. Okay, so what happened because of that? A tailor, his wife, I think, okay, they have a small startup, an MSME kind of thing. Now they are able to send their goods online. As they can sell it on Amazon or Flipkart. Okay, for someone in Hyderabad or Delhi, 4G may not be a big deal. Why? We are used to this. But someone in the remote part of the country, 4G reaches those areas, Northeast also, they will come under digital map. Their livelihoods will improve. They will have better employment. So technology always change lives of the people. But again, technology is a double-edged sword. Okay. So this is a very important report, right? The capital of the country. So you have to pick up all such things from newspaper. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Have you read this article? It will come 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No? Okay. Right. So is it urbanization? Is it the society? What is the reason why there are so many crimes against women? Lack of ethical values. Okay. We are a Sanskari nation, right? We have a lot of values. Less fear of law. Okay. So people are saying that you will be hanged, you will be killed if you do heinous crime like rape. Criminal Amendment Act 2013 says it's capital punishment. If you do a crime against women, you will be hanged. So in some cases they are being released. Okay. In some cases they are being encountered also. Then it should be 100% efficient. Okay. Disha Act from Andhra Pradesh, which says 21 days, the rapist will be convicted and punished. So did cases come down in Andhra Pradesh? Why? There is no fear of law. Okay, so how will we promote fear of law? We have to do what we say. Hang them. Okay. So let's say in Islamic countries, Sharia law is there. They hang They cut the arms. They do things immediately. Fear of law is very high there. Did cases come down there? Comparatively, no. Okay, cases did not come down anywhere in the world where law has been even strictly implemented or not implemented also. So law has a very limited impact on crimes against women. Okay, see, you can talk about other issues like dowry, sexual harassment, etc. Their cases definitely will come down, but for rape cases it won't happen. Why? Basically, rape is a case of crime of passion. Okay, that means that human being has lost his senses in that particular moment and he wanted to do that particular crime out of lust, right? So he's not thinking clearly. He might be an educated fellow, a drunkard, a drug addict, or whatever the case is. Okay, he is not in his right senses. We are not justifying him. We are just saying it's a crime of passion. Once he comes to that conclusion that I have to do something, all the reason will go out of the window. Okay, the capital punishment, people will gone. That crime has committed. Okay, then after that he might realize, but by then it's too late. Okay, so laws will never stop the rape cases. They can bring them to a certain extent, but it will not go away. And universally, not only now, in any country, in any historical period, these things did not come down, because as a society as a whole, we have to start working on the parameters. Okay, see, there are things which we should do. For example, pink metros or more women. There was a campaign ad, right? Like more women means more safety. If a girl can travel in metro at 11 p.m. Okay, and there was a survey in Delhi a few years ago, 2016 or 17, 90% of the correspondents in that report survey said that, if a woman is outside the family after 9 p.m., they are scared to do death. Like they will always assume the worst. If after 9 p.m., if a girl is not coming home, wife, mother, whatever, they always assume that she's under some threat. Okay, all right. So they are in a society, right? But what happens to the society after 9 p.m.? In morning 11 p.m., if someone goes out, we are not afraid. But the same woman, when she goes after 9 p.m., we are very afraid. Why at 9 p.m.? Even after 7 p.m., we are afraid. Why? After 9 p.m., do people change? Will they become vampires? No, right? The same human being in the morning, the same society in the evening. The darkness, or lack of infrastructure, or lack of more women in the streets, right? So it's like, sunlight is the best disinfectant, right? Like that means the moment you shine light, people behave. If there is no light, the reality is coming. Okay, so we have to take away their comfort. We have to always keep them in light. Okay, there should not be a dark alley. There should not be a bus. There should not be an empty something. Okay, there should always be someone. And if more women are there, then automatically that fear will be there. Yes.
Women police and metro so that they feel women. And other than that, Madhumita Pandey, she conducted research on the mentalities of rapists, and she gave a conclusion. And she interrogated all the convicts, and she gave conclusion that it's they don't even feel that doing rape is something bad. They just feel bad because they got the tag of rapist. They feel like it's okay to rape.
The patriarchal mindset, right? Like, yeah. So again, that is what I was saying. The first light comes from external sources. Like if you keep the society safe, if more women are there, more safe commute, like pink metro, as I said, pink cabs, pink buses, that dedicated. Again, see, people can argue, sir, that is a temporary solution. That is my point also. At least till we get there, we need to make it safer. Okay. So SOS in the apps and all these things are to promote the safety. These are short-term solutions. Till we understand that, women cannot travel safely in buses, coaches, and all these things, we need to give them some special provisions. After that, the long-term solution is the changing of the patriarchal mindset. Okay. While the other day I was traveling from Karnataka, like from Bengaluru to Hyderabad. So there was few women. So in Bengaluru or in Karnataka, it's a very common thing to call that husband as Yajmani. my yajamani inka raledu. So it's like saying, my husband hasn't even come. Okay. So the word they use is a very patriarchal thing, right? Yajamani. Yajamani means owner. My owner has not come. Okay. See the beauty of patriarchy in the country. Like, you don't hear that in Andhra, right? You don't hear it in Telugu states. In Telugu states, people don't call themselves as yajamani, my like husband. Okay. There is a different thing. In Karnataka, it is yajamani. Okay. Nam the yajamani. That means the term you use is owner. So you are promoting that patriarchal mindset, saying that woman is a property to be owned by someone else. So a person born and brought up in that patriarchal mindset may not feel bad for committing certain crime because I own it. It's my product. I will use it however I want to. Like, you have removed that empathy, compassion, that commodification completed. So that is why you don't feel sad, bad, or whatever, right? If I throw this bottle out, okay, I won't have any emotions. Why? It's a materialistic thing, bottle. So that is the problem of patriarchy. That is why crimes happen. And this is also true. Like most crimes, or 90% of the crimes against women are committed by someone they know. There is a very beautiful movie called as Silence of the Lambs. It's about a serial killer and all those things. There is a beautiful line in that movie. It says, "You covet what you see." COVET. You covet what you see. That means any rapist, any stalker. Recently, a girl has been burned down by someone, right? So all these unfortunate events happen. But a stranger raping or killing someone or hurting a woman is a rare thing. It does happen, but most of the times he is someone you know, or someone in your vicinity. You may not know, but he knows you. For example, let's say there was a case in Delhi a few years ago, 2012 sometime. A mechanic was there. Okay, he used to stalk this girl. How can he stalk someone? That means he lives in the same area. He sees her every day. He followed her. For years, he followed her. She avoided him. She said no so many times and all those things. One fine day, he stabbed her. Okay, that means if I see some girl on the road, if I like her, okay, I might talk to her directly, and if she says no, that is one thing. But if someone I see on a daily basis, if I follow her, I develop that, or I take it to ego, right? Like even to build that ego, like no, that rejection is not taken on a healthy level. Okay, either mine or no one's. Acid attacks and all these things. So most of the crimes happen because of their own family members. The worst thing is their own family members are the perpetrators. Okay, so that is how the problem is so complex, so dynamic. Society plays a role, individuals play a role, families play a role, lack of infrastructure plays a role, lack of awareness plays a role. So many things come together, right? Movies also play a huge role. Movies reinforce this idea of patriarchy. Movies reinforce this idea of crime. And the commodification of women in movies also promotes a lot of lust. Right? Every day you open Instagram or Facebook accounts or YouTube accounts, what do they promote? What do these celebrities promote? It's a kind of stories they tell, right? Like, it's a girl will follow the boy. The girl will say yes one day. So he believes, okay, this girl will also say yes one day. But in reality, it is not so easy. Yes, things will get very, very bad very quickly. So the most, Ankita Pandey, what was her name recently? Ankita, right? She was burnt alive. So that is a very heinous crime. Again, it is a part. And a few years ago, a college student was shot dead by her own classmate. Again, happened in Delhi. Okay, there is a very beautiful Hindu article, long read. In that article, it says that when he has kidnapped her 2 years ago. That girl was kidnapped by him 2 years ago. Then the police intervened and saying, he is from a politically affiliated family. He should not do anything. Let him go. If police have actually implemented the rule of law, he would have been in the jail. She would have been alive. So failure of rule of law is also a reason why that girl was shot dead. Yes or no? So society thinks, kids should be compromised. Kids should not be punished. Like, okay, career will be spoiled. What kind of career does he have? When he has a guts to kidnap a girl at the age of 16, 17, what kind of honest citizen is he going to be? Rule is rule, rule for all. He has to be punished. So that small laws are not implemented, it will lead to big crimes. As I said, fear of law will come not when you hang people. Fear of law will come when you find traffic violations. The moment you violate the traffic signal, if you are fined within seconds, okay, then they know that the system is watching us. Okay, if you cannot implement small laws, you cannot implement big laws. Okay, so the trust has to be developed by the state. Again, none of us have all this time, right? For UPS aspirant, we have the luxury. For state chief ministers, they are busy blaming the opposition. Opposition is busy blaming the chief ministers. Everybody is busy with a lot of things. Nobody actually knows why they are busy. Like UPS aspirants not able to read newspapers. That is a final stab. No? Yes. This is a good article. If you haven't read this article, I encourage you to read this article, not this one. It will come. We have to read, only then we can discuss, right? If you don't read, what will we discuss? It's like one-way street. I'm telling you, okay. Sir said a lot of things. If I give you a white paper and ask you to write urban floods, sir said some solution. What was the solution? Apart from that? So T.D. Rammohan is a wonderful writer. Whenever you see his articles, please make sure you read. He teaches in IIM Ahmedabad, so he does have some intellectual capability, right? So make sure you read the author's name. Whenever you see Hindu articles, especially columns, try to remember the author's name. Who is writing this article? Why? What is the advantage of reading the author's name? You can use them in writing. Apart from that, you will in due course of time understand which spectrum does he belong to, right, left or center. Okay, if you see articles from Brinda Karath is like CPM, left. She will be totally critical of the government. If you see articles from someone on the right wing section of the society, you know they are pro BJP. So if you see T.T. Rammohan or someone, you will know that they are more in the liberal stand, like they are more like academicians. Okay, so by reading the author's name, you will know what they are going to say. By looking at some people, you know this is a BJP bashing article. Like they will only blame the government, but they will have one or two valid points. So to criticize government also, you need some data. You have to read their articles. To praise government also, you have to read some articles. So they have entire WhatsApp, right? So in the government, WhatsApp University. No? Yes. Coming back, what is he trying to say? Anyone read this article? Chadvara? Skim? Not even skim? What is the summary? We have discussed this, if you remember, freebies.
వేస్ట్ కాదు, ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ ఎంత ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ స్పెండ్ చేస్తున్నారు అనేది కాదు చూసుకోవాల్సింది. వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ రకంగా యూస్ఫుల్ అవుతుందా లేదా, దానివల్ల లెవెల్ ప్లేయింగ్ ఫీల్డ్ అనేది వస్తుందా లేదా, టెలివిజన్స్ అవన్నీ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం వల్ల ఇదంతా ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ వేస్ట్ అని కాదు, ఏదైనా బెనిఫిట్ ఉందా లేదా, ఈక్విటీ ఉందా అంటే సార్ ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్తారు సార్. జాబ్స్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తే చాలు ఫ్రీబీస్ బదులు అని చెప్తారు, కానీ జాబ్ వచ్చేది ఎవరికంటే ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి, కానీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కూడా అన్ని సెక్టర్స్ వాళ్ళకి ఫ్రీగా లేదు. సో ఆ లెవెల్ ప్లేయింగ్ ఫీల్డ్ రావాలి అని అంటే ఫ్రీబీస్ వేరే రకంగా ల్యాప్టాప్స్ అవన్నీ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడం వల్ల యూస్ఫుల్ అవుతుంది. సో అది ఫ్రీబీస్ అనేది మనం ఈక్విటీని ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తున్నా లేదా ఆ బేసిస్ మీద చూస్తే కొంచెం అది ఉండాలి, కానీ ఎంత ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ చేస్తున్నాం అని అయితే చూడొద్దు అని చెప్పేసి అలా.
మన డిస్కషన్ ఏమన్నా రిలవెంట్ ఉందా? మనం అప్పుడు డిస్కస్ చేసాం కదా ఆ రోజు.
టోటల్లీ రాంగ్ అని అయితే కాదు, ఫ్రీబీస్ అనేది ఏదో ఒక రకంగా అయితే యూస్ఫుల్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఎంతసేపు ఫ్రీబీస్ అంటే ఫ్రీ రేషన్, ఫ్రీ ల్యాప్టాప్స్ అనేది చూస్తారు, కానీ కార్పొరేట్ వాళ్ళకి 14 to 11% కార్పొరేట్ ట్యాక్స్ అనేది రెడ్యూస్ చేశారు. దాన్ని కన్సిడర్ చేయకుండా ఫ్రీ రేషన్, ఫ్రీ ల్యాప్టాప్ ఫ్రీ సైకిల్స్ ని కన్సిడర్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఇంత ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ అని కాదు. ప్రీవియస్ వాళ్ళంతా మాత్రం ఎకనామిక్ ఇంబ్యాలెన్స్ అయితే అవ్వదు, సోల్ రీజన్ అయితే అది అవ్వదు ఖచ్చితంగా అని చెప్పేసి.
So if I have to ask you one thing, whether freebies are a good thing or a bad thing? Freebies are a good thing. Okay.
Last 3-4 bags కూడా freebies కూడా వాడుతూ వచ్చింది సార్. ఇదే లోయర్ సెక్షన్స్ ఇస్తున్నది మాత్రమే ఫ్రీబీస్ అనొద్దు మనము. కార్పొరేట్ వాళ్ళకి ఇట్లా ట్యాక్స్ తగ్గిస్తే ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ జనరేషన్ చాలా జరుగుతుంది అని అంటారు, కానీ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ జనరేషన్ అయితే జరగట్లేదు. ఫ్రీబీస్ ఇన్నంత మాత్రం గ్రోత్ అంటారు. గ్రోత్ పెరుగుతూ ఉన్న ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ అనేది తగ్గుతూ వస్తుంది. ప్రీవియస్ ఇయర్స్ లో 1% ఆఫ్ జీడిపి అంటే కంపారిజన్స్ అంత ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఉండేది. రీసెంట్ గా మనకి ఎకనామిక్ గ్రోత్ జరుగుతూ ఉన్న ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ మాత్రం రేట్ ఇంకా తగ్గుతూ వస్తుంది కానీ పెరగట్లేదు. ఫ్రీబీస్ అనేది
useful. Okay. So again, hopefully main 2022 they will ask a question on freebies, so we'll know what kind of questions come in UPSC. But the major thing is freebies, all freebies are not good, all freebies are not bad. There are at the end of the day a means to an end. The ultimate objective is to remove poverty or to empower people. There are better ways to do that. So in a way you can think of it like this: government is not doing its job, that is why it is trying to escape from its job by doing something else. Okay, so that is one point of view. The other point of view is freebies are empowerment, like laptops, iPads or computers also empower people. But on the other side, there is excessive freebies. I'm giving money for the sake of votes. There is no objective criteria for me. Okay, there are 3-4 types of freebies. Not every freebie deserves to be out there. Not everything should be cancelled also. And end of the day, as I said, he also argues, it is a contract between whom? The citizens and the government or the party that promised it. If tomorrow I start a party and say, if you everybody who votes for me will get 10,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees in their bank accounts, okay, that is me and people. If they trust me, they will vote me. If they don't trust me, they won't vote for me. It's as simple as that. But we should not look it from purely economic point of view. There are multiple advantages. Again, see, what happens is when you read such articles, it will develop a holistic context. Okay, you can also see the read between the lines. That means Prime Minister Modi has said freebie culture is bad. Revdi culture, he used the term Revdi. Revdi is a sweet in North Indian parts. Now, who is he targeting? His targeting is opposition parties who are giving a lot of freebies. If you see Jagan Mohan Reddy in Andhra Pradesh is very famous for freebies. I will write him number one freebie giver. Okay, Tamil Nadu parties are very, very famous for freebies. Then Arvind Kejriwal is the new freebie master. He is promising a lot of freebies. So indirectly, he is criticizing his opposition in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, or in other states apart from Arvind Kejriwal. His main target was Arvind Kejriwal. That is reading between the lines. Now, are we attaching a stigma to the term freebie? There is a term called as a freeloader. There is a term called as freeloaders. LOADERS. Freeloaders. Freeloaders means who is using the service freely. Okay, for example, government hospitals. Government hospitals are free. Government education system is free. So most of the things that government do are free. So you are not paying taxes, but you are using government services. So the term free has very strong pull in India. Freeloaders. I will give you something free. Free electricity, free water. What else free? Free subsidies. Okay, free urea, free fertilizers. Anything free has a lot of pull in the masses. Okay, now stigmatizing the term freebie should not be a wrong thing, right? So if I call it as a corporate subsidy, why will I call it as a freebie here? Corporates also get a lot of land freely, right? So governments will say, come and freely set up shop here, you promote jobs. So they are also getting a lot of benefits. So anybody who is getting some benefit from the state is considered as a freebie, right? Corporate taxes, as I argue, corporate taxes are coming down very heavily. Loan waivers are done. NPA waivers are done. We are not even talking about NPA waivers. Banks waive off NPAs like anything. Lakhs and lakhs of crores of NPAs have been written off by the banks. Okay. So what happened to all those lakhs of crores? All that is losses, right? Yes. So inefficiency is there within the system. There are around 300 public sector units in the country. There are around 300 public sector units in the country, like BHEL, HCL, public sector units. Only 25 to 30 or maximum 40 of them are in profits. 260 are in losses. The best example is BSNL. Okay. So why are you maintaining 260 companies knowing that they are in losses? Okay. Or irony is, why are you selling profitable companies at a cheaper loan? See, if I'm making losses, if I sell off loss-making companies, it is common sense. If I'm selling profit-making companies to private sector, why? A duck is laying eggs. Okay, I'm selling that duck. I'm keeping all the useless ducks. Don't you think it's one kind of corruption? There are multiple ways to see the money that is being spent by the states or central government in every way. If we go into microscopic zoom, everyone is wasting the money. No single, honest person is out there. Central government have its own flaws. State government flaws. No government scheme is implemented properly. Huge amount of wastage is there. To conduct something like a midday meal scheme, they spend lakhs and lakhs of crores. Okay, where is that money going? Utter waste. So inefficiency is there at all systems. So instead of saying this revenue culture, what we should do is promote the efficiency culture, effectiveness culture. If a rupee is spent by government, that rupee has maximum output. That is where we have to go, right? Or learning outcome-based budgeting. That is how we should train the people's mindset. Make maximum amount of money. Okay. See, after a point of time, you won't eat more food, right? Like let's say today you are making 1 lakh rupees per month. You'll spend 20,000 rupees on food. Okay. Next year your salary double, 2 lakh rupees, 3 lakh rupees. Will you use 30,000 rupees of food? Just your salary improved. Maximum you will improve the quality of your food, right? Okay. 25,000 saturation. Even if you make 5 lakhs or 10 lakh rupees per month also, you'll spend only 25 rupees on food. That means you can't spend more than that. In the same way, subsidies will have a stagnation if we are using it for optimum productivity, skilling, training, health, education. If our GDP is increasing to $5 trillion, or if states are making more money, then this revenue culture does not even make a difference, right? But what is the problem is, instead of increasing the budget, we are increasing the freebies. We are not looking for more new money. We are looking for money to distribute. We should look for money to develop. So the entire purpose of the states is lost. States are definitely to be blamed. Okay, they are not doing something called as capital expenditure. Okay, so freebie topic is more or less saturated. The concept is make more money, give money for useful freebies, remove unnecessary freebies, everything will be fine. And Amartya Sen's capability approach should be at the heart of freebie culture. There is a concept called as capability approach. That means everything I give to people should develop them or make them capable. I'm giving iPad. I should ask you, what did you learn in the last 1 year? Or else give my back the iPad. Okay, nobody will give back. That's a different scenario, but at least there should be some fear. There should be some test to the student. I'm giving you iPad to learn some course. Are you getting good score in that course? Is there a mechanism to check? I have made you capable. You have learned C, C++, Java, whatever it is. Okay, you are now capable. Okay, you can go and work someplace. Or you are a tailor. I have given you some subsidy. Okay, you are now more skilled. So instead of giving money to eat, drink, and all those things, give money for skilling, or spend the same money on skilling. Give vouchers. Go to the best training institutes in the country. I will pay the fee. You get trained. Rural women have a lot of handicrafts and all those things, right? So there can be skilling camps. Spend money on capability approach. The more capable the people are, the more your freebies. Why? It's like a one-time investment. I made them capable, they will not work. See, if you have the skill to earn 1 lakh rupees per month, do you think you'll still stay in slum? No, right? Anybody who can make money will move on with his life. He is not dependent on the state. If you don't have money, or if you don't have the skill, you will be dependent on the state. So capabilities have to be built. The money you save in capabilities then can be invested in capital build. Human capital, social capital, physical capital, hospitals, Roads. No? Building infrastructure, escapability approach. Yes. Again, as I said, there is a TED talk. I don't know if you can watch it. It's by Hans Rosling, H-A-N-S, Hans Rosling. It's a TED talk. It talks about how one goat has moved people or a family in Africa from poverty. Okay, the chain of events. So if I say I will give you one goat to someone in some country, you might laugh at me, like thinking, how will that reduce poverty? But if you watch that entire video, you'll understand how a small freebie can change the life of a family forever. Okay. So do one thing. Tomorrow, do you have access to Hindu papers, PDF? No? Physical copy or PDF? Read this editorial, Curing the Patriarchal Mindset of the Legal System. There is an editorial in 30th September, Curing the Mind of Patriarchal Mindset. 30th September, this article, T.T. Ram Mohan's article, and Pegasus article from 31st. 30th, 2 articles, 31st, 1 article. You read them, okay, and try to summarize it in your own words. You read it and try to put it in your own words. We'll see how much you understood by these 3 articles. Only then you will understand whether my discussion is helping you or you are just. Is it staying there or it is going away? So that only time will tell, right? Today it will stay there because it is hardly 1.5 hours. No? It's only 1.5 hours, right? But by evening, if I ask you, you'll remember all the things that I have discussed. Okay, so simple question. What is the name of that mental model that I have told you?
Occam's razor.
Okay. Okay, last question. What is the name of the choice which is not a choice but like looks like a choice? What is the name of the choice which is not a choice but looks like a choice? Like I agree, WhatsApp, I agree. What is the doubt?
So we were discussing about securities of state violating its
Is state violating their human rights?
or it will see them as they are not citizens of India.
Human rights are universal, right? There is a concept called as Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So any human right violation, rights violated anywhere is a violation. But at the same time, technically not NHRC, but NHRC can intervene saying, you know, what are you doing about them? Because once they are in Indian territory, it applies, right? Okay, India has to take care of the refugees. See, even for war criminals, like 1971 war prisoners, when you arrest someone, like the Abhinandan case, even if you arrest an enemy will also have human rights, Vienna Conventions. So human rights do not stop to exist just because you are an enemy. It will always be permanent, 24/7, 365 days. As long as you are on planet Earth, you have human rights. They are universal. They are inalienable. It doesn't matter whom, where, which country. It will always be there. And they should be protected. So thanks to technology, we don't even know our own neighbor, right? Why will we be bothered about someone in North Korea? No? So without reading newspapers, if you come to the class, it will be boring for you. Yes, and you will forget things. One-way street. Okay, try to read newspapers. I know you are very busy, burdened with a lot of things. Reading 8 hours a day is a Herculean task.
What's the name of the choice? Is it Hobson's?
Hobson's, Hobsyn, Hobson's choice. The best way to remember Hobson's choice is Bomarillu, right? Okay, so that is nothing but Hobson's choice. Instead of giving 2 fingers, he will offer you 1 choice. That is Hobson's choice. It appears like you have a choice, but in reality, there is no choice. No. So reading newspapers is a Hobson's choice in UPSC. If you don't read, nothing will happen immediately. In the long run, you'll see the difference. By that time, you always feel like there is a choice. I can read current affairs magazines. I will mug up everything of last 1 year. Yes. Any questions regarding UPSC preparation? Any confusions? If you have anything to ask me, let me know. Yes, please. You have no proper guidance. Okay, guidance will be provided. As Bible says, ask and you shall receive. No? Yes. No? So what do you mean by guidance? What is your definition of guidance? Plan. Okay. What is plan? Like what to read, which books to read, when to read them. Okay. Am I reading them in the right direction or not? Okay. So you must have watched a lot of YouTube videos, made a list, right? Book list, checklist, strategy. Then you need a confirmation. Okay. Me game level. Nothing to ask. At present, nothing. Very nice.
Should get better at time management.
Should get better at time management. Productivity is fine. Antena? Yes.
It's fine one day and again next day it's like up down. It's not consistent, not same every day.
Okay. Fine, don't worry. So we'll have a class for that as well. Yes. If you don't have any subject related doubt, I will end the session here. We'll continue tomorrow. Yes. No, right. Okay, fine.